Hey everyone, this is Najfi, and today I have joining with me Jonatas from Etos Jujutsu. And Jonatas, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you for
Uh, let's
having me.
start with let's start with you telling our listeners about yourself and what you do.
Yeah. Yeah, so my name is Jonatas Eliaquim. I'm in the fitness jiu-jitsu industry for about 25 years now. I have taught for
Interesting.
10 years in France, in Paris. Then I moved to Texas, USA. I taught there for 10 years as well. And now it's been 2 years and a half that I'm in Zurich, in Switzerland.
And that's lovely. That's lovely. We all know it's not easy being an entrepreneur, and it's never rains and rainbows. It's a mix of that. So tell
Definitely,
us about
definitely.
your story. How did you develop a passion for fitness?
Yeah, so in Brazil, right? I was born in Brazil, and there we don't have the right to be hired by companies before we do our military service.
Hmm.
So if you're 15, 16, nobody wants to hire you because if they do and you get engaged in the military, they have to keep paying you.
Oh,
So it's very hard to get a job before you get your military dismissal card. And mostly, like the first job I have, it was to sell newspaper, like advertisement on newspaper, and I was 15
oh.
and I was very shy. I didn't know how I would do it, but I needed to make
Hmm.
some money, and I knew nobody would give me a job.
Hmm.
So I tried this for 3 days, and I couldn't sell one advertisement, not one, like a zero. And the person that hired me was in the jiu-jitsu and capoeira
Hmm.
industry. And the guy was telling me that I was not made to be a salesperson. So
Okay.
he would rather help me, train me in martial arts because he thought would be a better fit for me. And that's how I started. I watch a lot of Van Damme movie back in the days,
Oh,
and
lovely.
a lot of martial arts. And I was not convinced by the person because every time I try the moves I watch on the TV, I got beat up in the streets. So he was like not
Uh,
convincing, but I listened to that person when I was 15, and that's how I started.
and you have really come a long way from there. Uh,
Yes, yes.
and talking about random, it's everyone's favorite. It's all of us have
Definitely.
seen that.
We did very much grow up
Uh,
watching Van Damme.
okay, so it's a like you have literally come a long way from where you started, and you have been doing a very good job at this. So can you tell me about, so what was your inspiration? So this is when you started, but what
Hmm.
inspired you? Or was it Van Damme?
I think it was more like for example, after I start training, right, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, most of the very established instructors, they have a very hard time to work with the small groups.
Okay.
They are singers. The show is always better when the audience is big, like when it's a lot of people, is energy, etc. So as a student, I was always the one there when the instructor were late, and also they did a lot of classes on private school. But at the
Okay.
beginning of every program, the classes are small. You have two persons, one person, no person. And the coaches that are established traveling the world that have a big name, they don't want to go through that process again and
Hmm. Hmm.
build something.
Hmm.
So for me, I saw a gap for two reasons. One, I needed to learn how to
Hmm.
teach because I knew a little bit how to practice, but I wasn't a good coach. And two, I knew that these people, they only would take back the work when we have 20, 30, 40 people in class.
Hmm.
So in my mind, it was, I will be there because I have time. I will
Hmm.
learn how to teach. And instead of creating my own style, I'm going to replicate the last class I was taught.
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
it was no confusion in between the instructor who was the person in charge
Hmm.
And me, who was subbing for him, even though he never asked me, he was just not going.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
oh, wait for me there. And I was, you know what, this person won't be here. There's two people there. Let me start it. And
Mm.
when time passed, 1 week, 2 weeks, that they were going back, it was already like 10 people there. And
Mm.
they were doing exactly what he was teaching at his main gym.
Mm.
So the person started looking and like, oh wow, you're doing a good job. How are you doing? I was like, I'm just doing what you do,
Mm.
and in exchange, I just want you to teach me, and I will be here. You can
Mm.
rely on me. So for me, it was
Mm.
more that my passion it born in the fact that I had time, I could dedicate myself and be reliable, and I seized the opportunity to be
Mm.
a co-star. I
Mm.
knew I didn't have the tools to
Agree.
be the main instructor, but I could be a second role in
Mm.
there until I get my opportunity to be in charge.
Mm. That's a quite lovely approach, and the gap that you found. Not a lot of people out there would take this opportunity as you have taken, and
Hmm.
it's really commendable. Uh, I also know you have been the founder and head instructor at Gracie Barra in Paris and head of martial
Yes,
arts in O Athletic. Tell me
yes.
about your life there and what was the work like? How did your day look like there?
Yeah, so in Paris, like when I moved there, I had the opportunity to move to Paris because everybody at my time in 2003, they want, I'll go to America.
Hmm.
And it was the beginning of jiu-jitsu in America. Everybody wants to go, and everybody seemed very rich there already, a
Hmm.
couple years of working. And I tried my visa once for US. It didn't work because they asked me to prove that I have attachments to Brazil. And by
Okay.
attachment, they mean house on your name, job, or you're signed at university.
Oh,
So to
that sounds
prove that
good.
you're gonna come back, like you have tax
Hmm.
return. And in Brazil, to have tax return, you need to earn more than 30,000 a month, a year to have a
Okay.
tax return. And then a friend of mine went from Brazil to train from France. They lost their luggages, and nobody wanted to train them because at the
Hmm.
time was, oh, these foreigners are coming from Brazil to learn our technique, and they will never bring us back or something.
Hmm.
And me personally, I was always a very curious and open mind person.
Hmm.
So I was like, oh, I help this person. So I helped the
Hmm.
person to find their luggage, go to the airport, etc. And the people, they were like six people. They spent
Hmm.
like 6 months in Brazil, and they were like, "Hey, you know what? We really like you, and I think you have a shot in France. So if you want to move to Paris, we help you out."
Hmm.
And I was also say, "Oh man, that would be a great idea because I
Hmm.
can now go to US."
Hmm.
And Paris is more appealing than my home country in Brazil. So Paris
Oh.
sounds like a plan. And then
Uh,
I knew already some people from Paris through the events I participate, the conference, and exchange in Jiu-Jitsu Capoeira. And then I had a motorcycle. At the time, I have couple sponsors for protein shakes and
hmm.
fitness
Hmm.
supplement. And I sold my motorcycle. I bought a ticket. And I went to Paris with a one-way ticket, couple
Oh.
merchandise to sell, and a dream on my pocket.
Oh, that's so interesting. That's so lovely. And it's also your kindness that made you grab this opportunity and you grabbed it
Mhm.
with all that you could. And that's very nice. That's really commendable. Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about so when you were head of martial arts in O Athletic in Houston, how was it?
Yes, it was great. It was a project that was three NFL players who decided to
Oh,
open a gym together with their strength conditioning coach. So they were playing for 49ers and a couple big teams. Like they are some of them, they are now like all stars from football. And
hmm.
their conditioning coach that were working with them for more than 10 years or 15 were also
Got it.
passionate of martial arts.
Hmm.
So he was always training them on off season on boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. and they opened a 35,000 square feet facility with everything that NFL players would need, like an endless pool, cryotherapy, a field inside, side of martial arts, a hill on the back 45
Oh,
degrees so they could
that's
do
interesting.
sprints up, etc. Sand court, they had a big project. And I was there from the beginning, from scratch. Like they hired me 1 year and a half before they opened the gym to take
Oh,
care of the martial arts department and the jiu-jitsu wise. So I was already a 4th degree black belt. So they hired me to take care of this part. And then 1 year and a half later, we opened the gym, and I worked there for 3 years. So the gym went from no members to almost 3,000 subscribers.
oh, that's interesting.
So yeah, we have one person that took care of fitness, the other one that took care of athletes, and then me on the martial arts part, and then we have front desk, salespeople, sales manager, etc. So it was a very good experience, especially because of the type of clientele you have from client that just want to get fit, athletes that are coming to the gym in Rolls Royces that are millionaires in the sport, and also everybody that's around them, the entourage, the friends, and everybody navigating the same gym. It was something very interesting. I have never seen that, and it was good. It was a good experience. I learned a lot there. A lot of ego to manage because imagine athletes, a lot of people that want to impress the athletes, and everybody that has also to make the same rules for athletes, famous people, and for everyday people. So you couldn't give a pass to one or to the other, and then try to maintain control. So it was a very thoughtful experience.
Sure, it must have been challenging as well, but it must also have given you a sense of fulfillment that you were there
100%.
for something so big from the scratch and you made it
Hmm.
happen. And
Yes, it
you
was
for sure
very
know
good.
it couldn't have happened without you there. So you must be proud of it as well, which is it's very great.
Yes, definitely.
So I would also want to know about, and definitely our listeners would also want to know about what your day typically looks like these days. What's your routine these days?
So since we moved here to Switzerland, I came here already with I brought all my equipment. I would need to open a gym. I have looked a little bit the market, and I have an American and European passport, so it made it easy for me to arrive here at first. But it took me 6 months for people to accept rent me a location to open a gym because this country is very rich and they don't need money at all from us. They are like, oh, I don't need your money. So they decide to rent to you only if they feel that you're gonna be like a good tenant. They don't care about not making money actually.
Hmm.
Which in US they don't care about you. They care about the money you're gonna give them. He's the
Hmm.
opposite. They want a good neighbor. They want someone that are gonna stay for longer. So it took me 6 months to open the school. We did 15 months in 100 square meter location,
Okay.
-2, no windows,
Oh,
no access, no visibility. And since September, we moved to a brand new location, 240 square meters, front to the street, close to subway, close to supermarkets, a bunch of business around, and people have 180 degrees window, so they see us working.
hmm.
So it's very good. My day start very early. I do my conditioning training and my preparation for tournament between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m.
Got
This
it.
way, I can be home by 7:30 to pick up my daughter and bring her to school, which
That's sweet.
is like 30 minutes from our house. So she goes to international school. So I do my training in the early morning to accommodate that commute to school for her. I open my new gym now 4 kilometers from her school. So as soon as I drop her, I'm already at the
Hmm.
gym looking how many books I have for the day, who is in for the classes, doing the cleaning, um, making sure that I know who will be in class if they book, if they check in, what they are gonna look. For example, my classes are divided by level
Okay.
and also by age, so I know by age and by level what these people gonna need in advance for this class. So I have 4 classes that I prepare per day. So then I don't do one class per. I don't do one class that fit all. I
Hmm.
know a little bit the what my clientele is looking for. So then I prepare my class in accordance
Hmm.
to that. So it starts at 5. I have that break to bring my daughter to school. Then I go back to the school. I do cleaning. I make sure everything's fine there. Then I have my first class at 10:30. Second one at 12. After that, I have some extra training for me. So what we call drills is what we
Okay.
prepare for tournaments, etc. It's more personal. I have 2, 3 students that always do with me because they compete.
That's
After
good.
that, I pick my daughter from school, bring her home, go back to the school, and then I have 4:30 p.m., 5 p.m. class, 6:30 p.m., 7:30 p.m., and I finish about 8:40. Clean the school,
Hmm.
and then I wrap my day, go back home, 30 minutes, and that is Monday to Saturday. And Wednesday morning is free for me,
Hmm.
so I spend more time with my daughter. And in the afternoon on Wednesdays is more kids class, 3 to 5, 6 to 8 is 30 minutes classes.
Hmm.
I also try to focus on that gap because in Switzerland they don't offer anything for fitness before 5 years old. So we
Okay.
start at 3 years old, which is a 30 minutes class, but is a gap in the market that nobody was offering.
Hmm.
Here in US, they start at 2 years, but he is only at 5. So
Hmm.
I, on top of training my daughter, I create an offer and we having about 20 kids that the parents bring for that age because they cannot have access to pool, to
Hmm.
dancing, or to fitness for 3 years old.
So
So then, yeah, that would look my day looks. We have 25 class per week, total of 100 hours per month.
interesting. So your week is mostly jam-packed, all of your day. As you said,
Hmm.
Wednesday, there's students don't have school on Wednesday. So I'm assuming on Wednesdays
Yes.
you would have more classes with children.
With children, yes, it's mostly the parents and children's
Hmm.
days because
Hmm.
the parents also, if they have the possibility, they take their day or afternoon off. They work from home,
Hmm.
so then they don't have to pay extra for the kids or put them on daycare in a day off. And here, I think is very 50% like family. People value a lot family time
Hmm.
in
That's good.
Switzerland.
Hmm.
So then, yeah, so we have a lot of the parents sitting there. They get a coffee. They are chatting with each other while the kids are training, etc. So it is I was a little bit afraid at the beginning because I've been taking care of my daughter since COVID.
Hmm.
I manage all my schedule around her, and I didn't know if I would have patience for more kids than mine. But it was more surprisingly because
Uh,
these kids are super nice, and I'm training one of my students also to be a coach, and it's a girl, so the kids they're more secure around girls, so it's a girl and a guy in the class, and yeah, it was more like positively surprising. But for me, the reason to start was nobody was offering, and I
hmm.
thought it was again another gap in the market because in the US the 3 years olds start already. You have gyms packed with 3 years old.
That's very interesting. As it seems to me a series of wherever you have seen the opportunities, you have grabbed it with both
Hmm.
hands, and it's very great. Uh, Tell me, does your daughter also join you in the classes? How
Yes,
it,
she does. She does. She was always trained with me, and it was her time with me. Like for example, we home. She's like, "Oh, let's go play in the gym." So we go to the gym and we play around, etc. Since she's little, and I have my own conditioning equipment at the gym for myself, like treadmill, skier, everything that you can
Hmm.
have in a CrossFit. I have for myself in 10 square meters. And she's always growing up around this and barbells and bench presses. And I always try to do integrate that in her world because I feel that growing up, she's gonna be used to that type of machines and environment, and that gonna help her a lot to stay away from anything that's not positive at her life
Hmm.
because I feel that sport is a very good future of responsibility of
Hmm.
being be, you cannot have a good lifestyle in sport and have a parallel one that's not good. It doesn't
Hmm.
go together.
Yeah.
So I feel even if you do sport just for fun, you have more you're more organized than a person that would not like tie their shoes well to
Hmm.
run.
Yeah.
Because you know if you don't tie it, you're gonna have to stop a little bit later to tie your shoes, or you're gonna have pimples on your foot.
Hmm.
So she starts like this. She's always with me, and now because it's all the kids, she's like, "Hey, Wednesday we have jujitsu." I said, "No, no, no, I have jujitsu on Wednesday. No, 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 we have jujitsu. Don't forget it. I have a class. I
Oh.
have to see my friends." So she's packing her toys that she wants to bring to class to show to
Oh.
the friends, etc.
Oh.
So it's more now. Before I was the coach. Now I'm the dad of Elora that go into jiu-jitsu. So
That's
I
so
don't
great.
win one day. It's not a day that I win in this house. So she's now, I'm just her dad now in class.
That's so great. That's so great. Oh my God. It also, the sports, whatever sports you play, whatever type of fitness you are in, it also provides you a lifetime of discipline and in
100%.
your
Yeah.
life in other aspects as well. So it's a great learning. I'm envious of your daughter right now. It's very great. She's being raised up in such an environment where
Yeah.
she has such a good role model to look up to, and at the same time practice the sport. It's really lovely.
100%, yes.
So let's move back to the business side of things. So you said so what were the initial challenges that you faced while setting up, be it acquiring clients, setting up the website, your front desk, your marketing, your
Yes.
operations, anything?
Yeah.
What were the challenges and how did you solve those challenges?
Yeah, so I think at the beginning for us was more like the temptation of um do what the clients want,
Hmm.
even knowing that it's not good for the business. For example, the guy
Hmm.
wants and you set a price, that is a market price, that is the average price. The person comes to you, what about if I pay you in cash? I say, yeah,
Okay.
but you won't help me pay me in cash. No, but it's for you. And I said, no, no, it's not for me because remember, you give me the money in cash. That money doesn't go for my pocket. I will have to take a trip, go to the bank and put this
Hmm.
money there. Now
Hmm.
I have an extra challenge in accounting to justify every deposit
Hmm.
in cash on my account to an invoice on my system.
Hmm.
And then I think they weren't ready for that. And from the beginning, my decision was I need to show growth on my business. I need to show a clean book if one day I
Hmm.
need to borrow money. And I
Hmm.
also need to show that my ticket on the gym is not only the membership, is the private classes. They are also the uniform, the bottle of water. If the person shake hand, give me the money,
Hmm.
then they won't have a method of payment on the system, and they will
Hmm.
think twice before they buy a bottle of water from me because it's 50 cents more than from the supermarket.
Hmm. Yeah.
But if it's already automatically and they are just used to the comfort of paying 50 cents more, but not having to put the wallet out,
Hmm.
just to have to make a sign and show the bottle,
Hmm.
we okay. So the business gonna roll in the long
Hmm.
run. And for me, it was more that like educated myself on not bend to everything that the clients want in terms of organization,
Hmm.
and secondly, knowing that little money that you can prove you have is much better at service for you than a lot of money you cannot prove where it comes from.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes
For
sense.
me, that was the
Hmm.
biggest one at the beginning. And for 6 months, people try always to bargain, like, oh, but in
Hmm.
cash, I say in cash it doesn't matter. Oh, but then you don't pay a card fee. I say, yeah, but
Hmm.
if one day I need to expand my business and I need a loan, I have
Hmm.
no storage, I have no background to
Hmm.
show to a bank. Hey, I went from zero students to any student.
Hmm.
That's my overhead cost. That's how much I make. We're growing the business to this. I
Hmm.
need that money to spend on marketing, to get a better gym, to get more equipment, and that's gonna bring me back this much in 36 months.
Hmm.
Because bankers, they are mathematicians.
Yep.
They don't care how passionate you are. They want to know if your business can excel and if you can pay them back. If you
Hmm.
can do it, they can like you as much as you want. But if the numbers make no sense, they're not giving you that cash.
Yeah. Makes sense. So that was one of your initial challenge. How
100%.
in and what has happened after this? People started paying you online through your system, or is still they still try and bargain with the cash?
No, because that's the thing, right? Clients, they are like children. They try the limit. And
Hmm.
I think that clients, they are like children with a credit card and with the money.
Hmm.
So they try to kind of, in a positive way, not saying bad, like they try to make sure they have their way. But if they have no option, and it's fair, it's not against them, it's not to trick them in something. It's
Hmm.
just for, imagine you have 100 students and you have to run after everyone that went in a holiday to ask them to pay you.
Hmm.
So instead of talking to that person about their challenges, about what they wanted to accomplish in fitness, my
Hmm.
contact with them will be, hey, don't forget to pay me.
Hmm.
Why you didn't pay me? I need your money to pay this. And
Hmm.
for me, it was always to remove this bit from between me and them.
Hmm.
And secondly, I knew they would get used to it, and now nobody ever comes to ask me for payment in cash because
Hmm.
I say, guys, your money is not good here,
Hmm.
but your payment is. And for them, it was not a little bit of a disconnection from their payment and their money. For them, it was the same, but for
Hmm.
me, it was not. For me,
Yeah.
it was almost like a burden to
Hmm.
have to go to a bank with the money,
Hmm.
and then afterwards they get used to it.
Hmm.
And those that come already on a system that's rolling, they don't even ask you.
Hmm. Yeah.
So they
Once
are just
the
following the process.
Yeah, so once the process is set up, they just book their classes and come and attend those
100%.
classes, which is lovely. So how did you attract your initial clients? How do you acquire members now?
So yeah, at the beginning it was mostly like I was already in the area I was working. So then it was like, hey, I'm doing a great job. I'm offering a great service. I'm reliable. Every time you come here, you're gonna get more than what you're paying for. So we promise less and you will deliver more. And in our end, it was more like we did more delivering than sales,
Hmm.
because everybody was like, "Oh, I do a trial with you, and how do I sign?" I said, "No, you can do a second trial or
Hmm.
go elsewhere, try there,
Hmm.
because I don't want, especially here in Switzerland, people sign for a year, so they
Hmm.
pay a whole year." So I
Hmm.
said, go elsewhere, do a trial there, because if you don't like it and you sign up here for a year and you have to stay with me, I have now two problems.
Hmm.
One, that you don't like me or my classes. And
Hmm.
second, that we're going to have to see each other for 12 months. And the energy of the room gonna be
Uh,
bad, because nothing that I'm gonna tell this person gonna ring a bell.
yeah.
Nothing, because he's not, he or she, they won't be on receptive to what I have to say.
Hmm.
So mostly was this. And then when I decided to move to Switzerland, I find out I would move here in April, and I moved in July. So I start the Instagram page from my gym in Switzerland in April. I start my website in April, and my internet presence 4 months, 3 months before I moved to Switzerland.
Hmm.
My wife, she's a banker, so she was thinking that that was very irresponsible and it was risky to tell the players on the market that I was
Hmm.
arriving
Hmm.
because it gives them a time to adjust and to
Hmm.
go back to preparing for my arrival, let's say. But in the
It,
other hand,
it's okay.
Oi, Lida,
Later.
quer dizer oi? In the other hand, for me, it was a risk worth taking because at least people knew an offer would come to the
Hmm.
market.
Yes.
So it was more this, and I create a Facebook page, I create an Instagram page,
Hmm.
I create a website. I try to connect with people, and every week put a video, every week putting a post, putting something to say, hey, we are coming, we are
Hmm.
arriving. And even though we didn't have customers right away, I knew it would stay on the back of their mind that now
Hmm.
they would have an option.
Yes.
So for me, it was more this way, the beginning. Afterwards, we did a lot of classes, like intro classes, and then we do. Sorry, meu irmão. And then what we did after that was a lot of advertisement where our clients are. So most of our clients, they are 18 to 48, 40 something. So they
Hmm.
are on social media.
Hmm.
I,
Yeah.
ma- I made 10,000 flyers and I got zero students from my 10,000 flyers, but I put a pay ad on my Instagram page, on my Facebook by gender,
Hmm.
by age, and by the offer I'm giving. And out of 100 to 150, I get at least one client that pay me 1,800 a year.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
even if I don't get like 20, 30 clients per marketing offer, we do pretty much like about 100, 150 a month,
Hmm.
just to keep it every time. Hey, we're
Hmm.
doing a free uniform, a free t-shirt, a free private. A private costs 200 something, but me costs only time.
Hmm.
So is a 250 worth as a benefit to the person, but for me, is 1 hour of my time. Is
Hmm.
the cheapest customer acquisition I can have.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then I
Yep.
try always to do like this to make sure that I'm advertising for the type of client I wanted at my school, the type of mindset I wanted there, because let's say I have now 50 students in 2 years. It's the
Hmm.
slowest growth I ever had, but in the other hand, my cancellation rate is 1% after
Hmm.
1 year. My
Hmm.
retention is 99%,
That's lovely. That's
because
lovely.
I choose to increase a little bit my price compared to the market.
Hmm.
So we are not cannibalizing each other and fighting for the same clients that jump from business to
Hmm.
business.
Hmm.
And I focus more on giving free trials and free classes to people that had no experience with fitness,
Hmm.
no experience with martial arts, and would not feel comfortable to cross the door of a big box gym to work out, because they would be like, I don't know if it's for me, I don't feel welcome. So I did the opposite. If you have experience in fitness and martial arts, you have one trial for free.
Hmm.
If you want to come more, you pay 50 per class. If
Hmm.
you sign up with us, we give your money back, discounting
Hmm.
on your membership.
Okay.
The
Hmm.
beginners, we give a full week for free. If
Hmm.
they ask for another one, we give. Because even if they don't sign, the fact that I'm gonna give them a good impression, a good
Hmm.
feeling, they can
Hmm.
say, oh man, it's not for me, but I went to this
And
place,
hmm.
they welcome me well, they didn't try to sell me or cross sell anything, they respect my time, and I like how I felt there.
Hmm.
That for us is the most important on between our advertise, so people know we are here, bring them to the door, and secondly, even if they decide not to stay, we still treat them better than someone that stays,
Hmm. Hmm.
because one unhappy client make more noise than 100 happy clients.
Yes.
The
Yes.
happy clients, they are not telling everyone that they are
Hmm.
happy,
Hmm.
but one unhappy, they tell everyone how bad you are. So I
Hmm.
try to make sure that I never give them an opportunity to dislike what we do,
Hmm.
and we treat them with respect, and especially in a country that you have so many cultures from
Hmm.
all around the world. One thing they all have in common, regardless how much they pay, they want the top service of the market. They
Yes.
don't want to pay you less to get less service. They want the top. So it's
Yes.
better for me to charge a price that I wake up 4:45 to go do a job happy than
Hmm.
charge little and I'm
Hmm.
doing this for what?
Hmm. Hmm.
So I rather do always this, like my price is X. I will do whatever it takes to meet your expectation for X price. Simple.
That also answers the next question that I was going to ask you, which is about client retention. So, to sum it
Hmm.
up for our listeners, for your acquiring and retention, you mostly target meta ads. And then, when the clients have very good experience, what's she saying?
She want a chocolate.
That's nice. Yeah. Those are daughters. It's lovely. So yeah, to sum it up for our listeners, meta ads, word of mouth, and
Hmm.
trial packs is something that you use to acquire the clients. And at the end of the day, it's the client experience, the premium service that you offer is what
100%.
retains the clients.
100%, yes.
Okay, so tell me about the services that you offer.
Yeah, so we have our classes go from 3 years old to 60. No limit, but the offers we have is pretty much this. We have a lot of competitors, people that travel the world for tournaments, and are trying to, aside from success in their personal lives, competing in
Hmm.
sports because it's very challenging and you need to prepare. So I never see so many successful people so stressed to get a medal that they are paying to compete at the tournament.
Hmm. Hmm.
And you see these people, they are sometimes CEO of a company. They are fathers and moms that have raised successful kids that are in college. You have some of them, they are bankers. Some of them, they are architects. And we see them in a tournament is almost as if they have no future anymore for
Hmm.
us. And we see really who they are. Is
Hmm.
no game, is no pretending, is a normal person with their feelings that are unprotected,
Hmm.
trying to get over the stress, the challenge, and prove not to us but to themselves that they are capable of more.
Hmm.
So we have these people for tournament. We have some people that have very stressful job that just come to the gym to get a stress relief, has a nice chat, and break a sweat. And we have also people that are moving from another country. They have no many friends,
Hmm.
so they enter the sport to kind of congregate and integrate over there, and more like in a positive way than in a bar or over alcohol or things like this. They are more like, you know what? I want a more sustainable friends. And
Hmm.
in sports, I still can go after for a drink to
Hmm.
eat,
Hmm.
but I trust this person here because we have this sport in common.
Hmm.
So that's the people we have. We have the kids. We have also the 18-20 college and high school students. And then we have all the work youngers, 25 to 35, that are like just working a lot. Zurich is a very big business center.
Hmm.
So we have people from all over the world, a lot of locals as well that do already a lot of sport but want to do something different than
Hmm.
what they grow up with, the squash, ski, and etc., biking. And yeah, we have 15% of the gym that do competition,
Hmm.
and the other 85% are happy to help us preparing for tournaments.
Okay.
Because when we come back with a medal or when we achieve a better time or etc., they're like, "Oh, I'm part of this."
Yes.
And that's what we try to make sure that they feel is not, "Oh, you didn't do it,
Hmm.
so then you don't belong here." It's the opposite. Hey,
Hmm.
we need you to prepare. If you help us prepare, we can beat others. So it's us against the world, you know. So it's pretty much this way, actually.
It must be a very proud feeling to have these athletes coming out of
Yes,
your gym and making a change in the world. And
100%,
it's
100%.
also a very lovely place for the community building where all these people come. They make
Mm-hmm.
friends for lifetime while pursuing a
Mm-hmm.
sport that they all love. That's very interesting.
Yes.
Okay. So my next question would be, tell me about your team. Who all is in your team? How did you build your team? Who was your first team member, first partner while
Yeah,
setting up?
so my as a most small business, right? Your first partner is always your significant other because they have to be in the business with you, regardless if they chose or not. So pretty much,
Uh,
my wife plays a big role. Sometimes just in support, telling me that I'm not right by acting this way
hmm,
or the other way, right? So she's like pretty much brings like she's a banker, so she brings a financial vision
hmm,
and also a corporate vision for the business that at this level I didn't have it, right? So
hmm,
then I have to pretty much listen. It's almost as if we get like mentoring for free. You know, we get free mentoring,
uh,
but the challenge is because it's your significant other. So you also want to be loved, respected, and the least thing you want to be in business is corrected,
hmm,
especially by someone that as soon as you stop the business conversation, you need to live with.
hmm,
So pretty much was this, but I feel that the girls, they are very, how can I say that they are very objective to
hmm,
business.
hmm,
Inside, it balanced because I'm the passionate one, so I will do
hmm,
whatever it takes for
hmm,
my business.
hmm,
But my wife, her passion is me. So
hmm,
then, if I'm happy, if I'm successful, and if I'm in the right path, is what counts for her.
hmm,
So the money gonna
hmm,
count, gonna help, but you can have all money in the world, and if your family sees you unhappy
hmm,
and sees that you are incapable of enjoying anything other than business, not enjoy anything because of your business, they will tell you that's not the right
hmm.
business for you.
Yep.
So my first partner and the person I listen the most when it comes to objective stuff is my wife.
Hmm,
When she's too objective, I also have to block what she's saying because she's a mathematician, she's an economist. Economists, they have no heart. So I
No.
have to put the heart in my business, right? I have
Oh.
to say, hey, wait a minute. You're a number person, but I'm the people person. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Hmm,
When I'm right, she's happy because she was wrong.
hmm.
And when I'm wrong, I'm happy because I know I won't repeat the same mistake
Yeah.
again.
Yes.
And then we always balance this way, you know.
Hmm.
So that's is my agonist antagonist here on the business to make sure I never feel I'm too important, more important than the business, and not less important than the business. So she
Hmm,
keeps me grounded, and
hmm,
I think sometimes when you have a good support and structure, someone you can trust to tell you when you're wrong and when you're right that you have to go.
hmm.
It helps a lot in business, especially in fitness, because we work with our body. So sometimes
Yes.
we're tired and we still have to do. And my wife works like she has a sense of professionalism very high. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm so tired,
Hmm,
don't want to do it. And I remember that she works from home when she's sick.
hmm,
So I'm like, hey, wait a minute, tired is not enough to not do it.
hmm,
So I
hmm.
still do it. And afterwards, I'm happy that I did it. So
That's really great having your wife as a mirror for yourself, and I'm pretty sure you're doing the same for her. Like you look after each
100%,
other and
yes.
take care of each other, which is very good. from what I also look, it's like you guys are together, and this is both of your choices to help each other grow.
100%. Yeah.
And since both of you come from different backgrounds, you can help each other in
Yes.
very different aspects, and it's a great
100%.
combination to
Yes.
have.
Hmm.
Tell me about are there any events that you never miss or communities that you're a part of and that you absolutely love?
Yeah, so what we try to do is like, for example, in when I live in US, I put my competition parts on the side and I focus completely on teaching because I knew that being a champion doesn't mean you're a good coach or that you're a good instructor. But after 5 years doing this, I felt that by not being out there in events, in conference, and put your name there, and sometimes it's just like people know that you're part of something or someone
Hmm,
mentioning you,
hmm,
it gives you more, almost like, especially in my field as martial arts, people feel that if you are not competing, they can challenge you. They are
hmm,
better than you.
hmm,
And I had to keep proving every day that I still have it.
hmm.
And sometimes they were surprised that, oh, you actually good. Yeah. I've been doing this for a
What I
while.
do?
Yeah, that's what I do. No, but like good, like you can beat me. I say, yeah, but I've been doing this for 25 years. It would be not good if I couldn't beat you, but I don't have to beat you to feel good about myself
Yeah.
because I'm teaching you. I want you to be better than me.
Yes.
And moving to Switzerland, I decided. Um segundo, mano. Eu vou pegar, porque não tem agora. Peraí. I decided to invest a little bit more on the tournaments. For example, I go to Las Vegas, I go to Los Angeles, I go to Paris, I go to Rome. I do about 5 to 6 tournaments per year,
Hmm,
which are the biggest events on my field,
hmm,
which is the World Championship, Pan American, the European tournaments, and the national ones. So I do like on gi and no gi means that is like with the uniform and just with the rash guard. So the two disciplines we have.
hmm,
Regardless of the result, the fact that I'm preparing, my students see me preparing
hmm,
and see the respect of the community for what I do, they respect it and feel inspired automatically.
hmm,
In the same direction, we also inspire students from our school that are 30, 35, 40, 54 to become European champions, Pan
hmm,
American champions, and they would not have done if I had the previous approach, which was I'm a full time instructor, I'm
hmm,
not competing
hmm,
because my students need me, and I don't know if it was more me trying to protect me, saying that the business need me
hmm,
to be there. Because I leave in a Friday, I come back in a Sunday night, and I still do everything in the business now. I just decide to increase the effort to have the better results than the previous opportunity I had,
hmm, hmm,
and automatically I'm inspiring students that are achieving great things
hmm,
now, and these students are inspiring the other students,
hmm,
and it's no longer a one-man business because if I'm sick or if I'm traveling, these students are the one covering classes for me,
hmm,
and their presence are not challenged because they also have results.
hmm,
If it feels more like a team support
hmm.
than a student covering or subbing from my instructor, pretty much.
It's really like a family that you have created in your
100%.
studio.
Yes.
And it's not just the people that you are training. At the same time, these people look up to you. And when they see you
Yes.
train, they see, oh, this is what we want to be. And not
Hmm.
just this is someone who's training us, but this is someone we want to become.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that definitely increases the client experience. It makes it way better for them. And it's a great
Hmm.
family that you have created for yourself there.
Yes, and in the other hand, most of them they are more successful than me in business or in life. So they also give me a ton of free advices and free, pretty much like mentoring that
Hmm.
they wouldn't give if we weren't connected to the sport.
Yes, yes,
You
that sounds
know,
great.
they put me in contact with other clients, with private class students. When I'm looking, oh, I need more clients, this and that. Oh, have you tried this, such and such in my
Hmm.
field are working with this company and they are doing this type of SEO work that I
Hmm.
would never have thought by
Hmm.
myself
Hmm.
because I didn't have that knowledge of these tools.
Hmm.
And because they suggested and put me in contact,
Hmm.
it helped me to move further than the competition due to the fact that they are also more successful than me in
Hmm.
life.
Hmm.
What get us in the same level is the effort we are making at
Hmm.
this level now.
Hmm.
Not what I did before, not what they did before, right? So
Hmm.
I'm also learning a lot from them, and yeah, I think the fact that I always keep them on the same level as me, as person, as not just thinking, oh, I'm the instructor.
Hmm.
This person can never have my level. No, no, I want this person to have more level than me, and if they can pull me up and teach me more, I'm grateful to learn this. I
Hmm.
want to learn this.
That's the beauty of this space where it makes you feel connected with everyone and makes you feel at the same level. And no matter
Mm,
what background you come from, no matter where you
mm,
come from, it all makes you united at one place, and that's absolutely amazing.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel too.
So regarding your business, tell me and also our listeners about what is your long-time business goal?
Yeah, so here our goal now is the short term is to get to 150 to 200 students
Okay.
because we know that the maximum capacity of our school per square meter and per number of classes 400 members.
Hmm.
But the Swiss market is a very conservative market in a sense that people sign up for a year and
Hmm.
pay in advance for a
Hmm.
year, so they are not changing other than every 12
Hmm.
months. It's
Hmm.
a circle, right? And the other thing is that they only change if they know you're going to stay there. Because
Hmm.
if they leave from where they are, even if they are not happy there,
Hmm.
they won't be able to come back with the good feeling.
Hmm.
They're going to have to buy back their way in, and they
Yeah.
don't want to deal with that.
Hmm.
So our goal is understand the market like we are doing now. We know who is the competition, what they are doing right, what they are doing wrong. We know it's gonna take like us about another year to 16 months to reach 200, 250 students. But we know that once we reach this number,
Hmm.
the fact that everybody pay a year in advance, we have 1 year of cash flow,
Hmm.
that we have visibility for this business, and in the side hand, instead of moving to a bigger space to
Hmm.
accommodate more people,
Hmm.
our goal is to open two other schools from the same site, 200 square meters,
Hmm.
in different locations of the city, so we can make it pretty much a triangle,
Hmm.
and people could cross training in all
Okay.
three
Yeah.
gyms with one membership.
Hmm.
But also we keep the overhead cost in control.
Hmm.
We have three overheads, for example, but we have three different demographic for revenue,
Hmm.
and the people that would go to one gym mostly would not sign up on the other one.
Hmm.
So then we get local people around the area each gym will be. We have time to form people for these three gyms so they can
Hmm.
be our instructors there. But our goal is also to offer them a partnership in the business,
Hmm.
10%, 15%. So we don't have to lose them for a company that are going to pay a
Yes.
little bit more in the future.
Yes.
And also they have more visibility to say, hey, that's a life goal for me. I can become a part owner now.
Hmm.
Then I can buy more shares in the buy
Hmm.
this person out a little bit more in the future, and that can be also a full time uh, life for me. Like not just I'm making a
Hmm.
salary for 3 5 years. After that, I also have profit shares as well.
Hmm. Yeah.
So my idea is always to integrate the right people in the business,
Hmm.
so we don't have like almost like a leash that if you're not in the business is
Hmm.
not running.
Hmm.
So
That's
the idea in the 5 years is this 5 to 6 years to have two all the schools, and short term arrive to 150 students. And once we max the 400 that we wish to have, We will have cash to open all the schools. We will have the training personnel to put strategically on each school, and then we can call us a success story.
That's interesting. Just one thought here. As you mentioned, everyone there pays up ahead for the year, right?
Yeah,
Have you ever thought of making, let's say, memberships for people for, let's say, 1 month, for 2 months, so that people
we
can take?
offer. We have
Oh,
a weekly, we have day pass, week pass, monthly, 3 month, 6 month. But culturally, here they pay for the year because some of them they even have a participation from their job. So they
okay.
give them 20, 30%
Hmm,
if they do a year membership or something.
hmm,
Mostly those that are paid per month are students in college
hmm,
or people that come to Zurich with a short-term
ah,
goal, three
hmm,
months, 2 months, 6 months.
hmm,
But everybody else that is immersed in the culture,
hmm.
even if you're trying to go to the pool to swim, is per year.
Okay, okay.
But we have the programs and the offer per month, which is a little bit more expensive, but not much.
Hmm,
If you go, like for example, per year, they pay 1,600 plus taxes, so 1,800 total here.
hmm.
And if they pay per month, they pay 200 per month. So all
Okay.
for all will be 2,000, 2,200,
Hmm,
and 1,800 is not too far for someone
ah,
that makes here. The minimum they make here per year is about 10 to 15,000 a month. It's rare that someone can live in Zurich with a
hmm,
less salary than that.
hmm. Okay, that's interesting. Uh, okay, so tell me one piece of advice that you would want to give studio owners who are starting up. What would be your
Wow.
advice?
Uh, if I would give the same advice to my young self, it was to burn your first self as fast as you can, because the second one gonna be better. Meaning that if someone offers you 60 millions or the experience of a 75 years old billionaire, take the experience. No, don't take the money. Because
Okay.
you gonna burn these 60 millions as fast as you can, and that
Hmm,
experience you would have gonna get you more money, more less trouble, and less time worrying
hmm,
about anything. So I would say the and when I say experience, I don't say by age. It's just also the approach. And when you look at a situation that you know it's gonna be bad,
hmm,
it gonna be bad.
hmm,
Like just make sure you go through it and you get the least burn as possible. But you're still gonna get burned. It's fine.
hmm, hmm,
But remember, nobody that are achieving inside. I'm having the possibility now. I'm 43 of making my business schedule around my daughter
hmm,
because I start teaching in 2003.
hmm,
In 2003, I needed to buy clothes, I needed to buy food, I needed to make a ton of choices, and now my business grow around my family needs,
hmm,
and everything that I have to do when I don't have time, I do before my family is awake.
hmm,
Everything. Sometimes I'm tired, sometimes I'm dead, sometimes I don't want to do. I just get a pre-workout as soon as I wake up,
hmm,
and 20 minutes later, I know that I have 2 hours to accomplish everything that are gonna allow me to progress. For
hmm,
example, I learned French from zero. I learned English from zero. I learned Spanish from zero. And now I'm learning German because in
oh,
Switzerland, everybody here speaks German.
hmm,
I get by because they speak English and French, so they have to accommodate.
hmm,
But I do every day 50 minutes of Rosetta Stone German. I put the radio in German because I know nobody gonna
hmm.
come to teach me German.
Yes.
And if I don't learn in 5 years, I gonna be the only person to blame. And
Hmm,
I know that when I gonna need it, for example, if I need money from a bank, if I speak to them in German, they're gonna be more sensitive to give me that
Yes.
money than if I explain myself in English.
Yeah. Makes
It
sense.
shouldn't matter, but it
But it,
does.
it does.
So
Yeah.
for me, the advice would be experience. Try as hard as you can, and don't get dismotivated, or don't let the failures define your goals. Neither define who you are. Take that as a trial.
Hmm.
Like you trying, and it gets to a point that you know what? Now my trial is gonna be chosen. I have
Hmm.
one bullet, and I can only make one shot, and I go for that shot. But I'm gonna target, and I'm gonna look, and I'm gonna prepare, gonna drill. And the time I do that shot, I know that the bullet is gonna go where I need to
Hmm.
go. And from there, you start choosing a little bit more. The days you work, the days you want to work more, the days you want to work less. If your hour becomes more expensive, now you can pay someone less
Hmm.
to cover this hour for you, and you can focus on something that's going to bring more benefit to the business.
Hmm.
And always pull somebody up, always training
Hmm.
someone. Even if one day this person tells you you did it because you wanted, or they don't owe you anything,
Hmm.
at least you're gonna learn how to transfer your knowledge
Hmm.
and to teach people. And if you need to be a consulting, a teacher on the industry, you're gonna have the knowledge of transmitting what you know.
Hmm.
For me, would be this. I would wish for the experience of a 75 years old on my body of 20.
Hmm. That's quite interesting. Uh, I wish that was possible for everyone, but it's with hit and trial you understand the story that you shared of yourself. It's definitely have you have been through hardships, you have grown through it, you have
Yeah.
taken the opportunities that you could, and it's a great story to tell everyone. It's a great story that they should know and take insights from it and understand how to make it big. It was quite lovely speaking about you, speaking about your business, your story, and all the insights that you shared. And I'm sure all the listeners would take good advice from it and they'll learn from it.